Assalamu alaikum dear students. So in the previous recorded lectures we have completed the first chapter, that is ideological basis of Pakistan, and we have also completed all the written work of that chapter. Now we are going to start a new chapter. In this video I am going to explain the new chapter, and that is making of Pakistan. As you have already know that Muslim ruled the subcontinent for more than 1000 years. The Mughals ruled in the subcontinent for more than 1000 years. However, they have deviated from the golden principles of Islam. That is why their power and influence have declined gradually. But at that time most of the religious scholars actually realizes this, and reforms, and they started some reforms and movements, and these were known at that time as revival movements for the teachings and the values of Islam. Among them there was one very well known person, and his name was Shah Waliullah, and there was a movement in the subcontinent that is known as revivalist movement, and Shah Waliullah was one of the founder of these types of movement. His actual name was Qutubuddin, but due to his spiritual virtues he was also known as Waliullah. That is why he is known as Shah Waliullah. He belongs to Delhi, and he was born on 21st February 1703. His father Shah Abdul Rahim was also a well-known scholar and a religious leader. Shah Waliullah mastered the major branches of Islamic learning at the age of 15, and he became the Sheikh of the Madrasa at the age of 17 only. That is a very young age. After the death of Aurangzeb in March 1707, a wave of religious and moral degradation swept the Muslims of the subcontinent, and Shah Waliullah very minutely analyzed the factors for the downfalls, and realizes and concluded that it was due to the increasing influence of the non-Muslims. At that time the military strength of the Muslims had collapsed, and they were at the mercy of tribal might of Jats and Marathas, because Jats and Marathas were very disturbing, they were very dominating at that time, and they were influencing the Muslims of the subcontinent. So Shah Waliullah realized that if Muslims did not abide by Islam, they would gradually lose their status. So in these circumstances he planned to revive the Islamic teachings and laws and values in the subcontinent. He wrote a letter to the Mughal Empire of that time, and his name was and he was basically the Nizam of Hyderabad, Deccan, Rohila Sardar Hafizul Mulk, and Najib Abdullah. And he also warned them in this letter that about the declining state of the Muslim society in the subcontinent. He also wrote letter to the rulers of Afghanistan, Ahmad Shah Abdali, to save the Muslims of India from the atrocities of the Marathas, because Marathas were very dominating. Thereupon Ahmad Shah Abdali in 1761 inflicted a crushing defeat on the Marathas, and the third battle of Panipat, from which the Marathas never recovered. 1761 में, after this revivalist movement, there was also a third battle of Panipat, as we have already discussed about the first and second battle in our previous class, in class 7th. There was also a third battle of Panipat that happened in 1761 under Ahmad Shah Abdali, and in which Marathas got defeated, and after that they never recovered. Shah Waliullah's meritorious work was the Persian translation of the Holy Quran. He translated the Holy Quran into Persian language, and this helped the people in understanding the Holy Quran. After that, Holy Quran was also translated into Urdu language by his sons and the other people. He also wrote books on Hadith and Islamic jurisprudence, yani fiqh and tafsir. The most popular among this is his famous book Hujjatul Lahol Baligha. The message of this work is that Islam is the universal religion and it guarantees the progress and prosperity for the whole of mankind. Finally, Shah Waliullah died on 10th August 1962, and his successor was his son, and his name was Shah Abdul Aziz. And after him, Shah Abdul Aziz became the successor, the Sheikh of Madrasa Rahmaniya, that is located in Delhi. After Shah Waliullah, there was a movement of Sayyid Ahmad Shahid Barelvi. Sayyid Ahmad Shahid is a well known in the history of subcontinent as a preacher of Islam. His struggle was against the evil forces in the subcontinent. He was basically born in Bareilly, that the actual name is Rai Bareilly, and we usually call it Bareilly, in 1786. And he received a nominal education in the beginning because he was very much inclined towards military training. But afterwards, he devoted himself to the social service also. He was very much influenced by the teachings of Shah Waliullah, of course, and was the strong follower of his son Shah Abdul Aziz. And he also acquired knowledge from Shah Abdul Aziz in his madrasa, that is Rahmaniya in Delhi. Shah Ahmad Shahid was much concerned about the downfall of the Muslims as Shah Waliullah and Shah Abdul Aziz was. So he and his companion dreamt of the establishment of an Islamic state in the subcontinent, and that is why he started a strong movement against the polytheism and emphasized upon the unicity of Allah, that is Tawheed. The objective of Sayyid Ahmad Shahid's struggle was Tehreek-e-Mujahideen. If I translate it in English, that is the struggle of freedom fighters. So the main objectives were to preach unicity of Allah, that is known as Tawheed also, to revive the teachings of Islam, to establish a state in the subcontinent in accordance with the principles of Islam, and to protect Muslims against such acts and ideas that are contrary to Islamic values. To preach jihad because it was not possible to get freedom from evil forces without armed struggle. So basically, what happened, if I tell you in a very summarized way, that at that time, after the time of the Mughal emperors, there was the influence of non-Muslim over the Muslims. इवन जो मुस्लिम्स का एक वे ऑफ लिविंग था, उसके ऊपर भी नॉन मुस्लिम्स का ही इन्फ्लुएंस था, यानी बहुत सारी टीचिंग्स में वो उन तरीक़ों पे चलने लगे थे जिस पे नॉन मुस्लिम्स चला करते थे। यानी उनके बीच में भी कास्ट सिस्टम कुछ पैदा होना शुरू हो गया था, अमीर गरीब, अमीर की ज़्यादा इज़्ज़त, गरीब की कम इज़्ज़त, उसके अलावा और दूसरी रस्में वग़ैरह और चीज़ें, शादी ब्याह के मामलात, घरेलू मामलात, इन सब चीज़ों में इन्होंने नॉन मुस्लिम्स को फॉलो करना शुरू कर दिया था। द रीज़न बिहाइंड इट वाज कि सबसे पहले तो एक बड़ा रीज़न ये था कि अकबर के टाइम पे थोड़ा सा नॉन मुस्लिम्स का इन्फ्लुएंस ज़्यादा हो गया था। ऑल्दो अकबर वाज अ मुस्लिम किंग, मुस्लिम एम्परर, बट लेकिन उन्होंने जितनी भी उनकी 2 या 3-4 जितनी भी मैरिजेस थी वो सब उन्होंने राजपूत्स में की थी, एंड राजपूत्स वर नॉन मुस्लिम। ऑल्दो उनकी जितनी भी वाइफ्स थी वो सब बाद में मुस्लिम हो गई थी, लेकिन उनका जो पीछे से बैकग्राउंड था वो सब नॉन मुस्लिम वाला था, जो उनका वे ऑफ लिविंग था वो सारा, और तो वो उसी चीज़ों को साथ लेकर चल रही थी। और आफ्टरवर्ड्स मुस्लिम्स के और ख़ुद अकबर का जो पर्सनल माहौल था वो नॉन मुस्लिम्स से ज़्यादा इन्फ्लुएंस था। तो ऑफ कोर्स जब किंगडम का जो किंग है उसका एक वे ऑफ लिविंग इस तरह का है, तो जो बाकी की जो लोग थे वहाँ रहने वाले, उनका भी आहिस्ता आहिस्ता वे ऑफ लिविंग नॉन मुस्लिम से इन्फ्लुएंस होने लगा था। दैट इज़ द रीज़न कि आफ्टरवर्ड्स मुस्लिम्स जो थे वो चूँकि इतना ज़्यादा इन्फ्लुएंस होते चले जा रहे थे और आहिस्ता आहिस्ता वो थोड़ा सा इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं रहे थे, उनके मिलिट्री पावर भी उनकी थोड़ी कम हो गई थी। और फिर शाह वलीउल्लाह और सैयद अहमद शहीद बरेलवी ने जो है वो उनकी मूवमेंट थी। और ये यहाँ पर कुछ ऑब्जेक्टिव्स भी हैं जो लिखे हुए हैं कि सैयद अहमद शहीद बरेलवी ने क्या क्या जो है वो उनके ऑब्जेक्टिव्स क्या थे। तो सैयद अहमद वांटेड टू एलिमिनेट द डोमिनेशन ऑफ सिख्स इन पंजाब, जो पंजाब के अंदर सिख की जो डोमिनेशन हो गई थी वो, और NWFP में भी जो सिखों की डोमिनेशन थी वो उसको कम करना चाहते थे। टू रिवाइव द इस्लामिक वैल्यूज़ ही स्टार्टेड जिहाद इन द पंजाब एंड NWFP। Shah Ismail Shahid along with his 6,000 followers also joined Sayyid Ahmad in his jihad against evil forces. Sayyid Ahmad toured different areas around the river Jamuna where a number of his followers joined him. He basically came to Sindh in 1826 and found the help of Sayyid Sibghat-ullah Shah. Afterwards they became the Pir Pagara, जो अभी भी हमारा सिंध वगैरह के इलाके में होता है इस टाइम। दैट इज़ उनके जो किंग थे वो सैयद सिबगतुल्लाह शाह थे, who sent a strong contingent to his staunch followers called Hurs. Sayyid Ahmad left his family under the protection of Pir Pagara and proceeded towards jihad without any worry about his family. Initially he reached Nowshera, that is in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, in December 1826 and made it his headquarter. Nowshera was his headquarter at that time. The first battle was against Sikhs and it was fought in December 21, 1826 near Akora. There was a place named as Akora in 1826. The Sikhs were defeated and the second battle was fought at Hazro. This battle was also won by Muslims and the victories inspired number of Pathan tribes to join the jihad movement. अब जब 2 बैटल्स हो गई और दोनों ही मुस्लिम्स जीत गए तो वहाँ के जो लोग थे वो मुस्लिम से इन्फ्लुएंस होने लगे, पठान वहाँ पे ज़्यादा रहते थे। NWFP में अभी भी पठान ही होते हैं वहाँ पे। तो वो जब इन्फ्लुएंस हुए तो फिर उन्होंने भी इनकी जो मूवमेंट थी इनको ज्वाइन कर लिया और इस तरह जो 6,000 मुजाहिदीन थे वो बढ़ते बढ़ते 80,000 तक चले गए। Sayyid Ahmad was given the status of Amirul Mu'minin and Islamic laws were enforced in that area which was controlled by Sayyid Ahmad Shahid. Jihad movement was initially very successful, but soon it was conspiracy began against Sayyid Ahmad and the few tribal leaders, that is also known as Sardars, tried to kill him or imprison him. Similarly, Maharaja Ranjit Singh from 1780 to 1839 bribed Sardar Yar Muhammad and his brother Sultan Muhammad Khan to plot against the Khilafat and Sayyid Ahmad Shah. अब यही बात कि गद्दार जो है वो हमेशा अपनी ही सिफ़ों में होते हैं। तो रंजीत सिंह, जो महाराजा रंजीत सिंह थे, इन्होंने सरदार यार मोहम्मद और सुल्तान मोहम्मद ख़ान, दोनों भाई थे, इन दोनों को ब्राइब किया कि आप जो हैं आप दोनों खिलाफत मूवमेंट के अगेंस्ट हो जाएं और सैयद अहमद शहीद को हमारे साथ मिलके ख़त्म कर दें. The disloyalty of the Sardar disheartened him. He made बालाकोट एज हिज न्यू हेडक्वार्टर. सैयद अहमद को जब ये पता चला वो बहुत ज़्यादा डिसहार्टेड हो गए और उन्होंने उस जगह को छोड़कर और फिर वो बालाकोट चले गए और वहाँ पे उन्होंने हेडक्वार्टर बना लिया. ही स्टार्टेड अ स्ट्रगल फ्रॉम मुजफ्फराबाद. मुजफ्फराबाद इज़ बेसिकली द एरिया इन कश्मीर. Here a tough fight started between Ahmad and his right-hand companions were martyred on 6th May 1831. Out of thousands of mujahideen, only 300 mujahideen survived. As I have already told you, there were more than 80,000 mujahideen, but afterwards only 300 mujahideen survived. This brought an end of the Khilafat of Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed, and his dream for establishing an Islamic state could not be realized. But afterwards, the name of Sayyid Ahmad Shaheed and Shah Ismail Shaheed was also be remembered for their heroic struggle for the revival of an Islamic society and policy. Both the leaders were buried near Balakot. Both of the leaders are buried near the area of Balakot.